So Avery Johnson, 73 passes through 2 games. Is that more than you expected, or
probably about the same? Yeah, probably about what I thought. I never put a number on it, and wouldn't. That's hard to say because you don't set out and play the what if games. I mean, what if we would have gotten a scoreathon or a double or triple overtime game in game 1 or game 2? That number's going to be higher. I don't know. I think he's throwing the ball better, and we have better receivers, and we have protected him pretty well. So, that number doesn't surprise me. I don't think it's too high either.
How about the 62% or 67% completion rate and 0 turnovers?
Yeah, the 0 turnovers I'm the most proud of. Now we did put the ball in harm's way about 4 times, and it was we were living right on Saturday night, as some people would say. And if you continue to play with fire, you're going to get your butt burned. And he knows that. We both know that. Now, I think the percentage to the first part of your question, it should be higher. It shouldn't be whatever it is. It's 68. We've probably missed on 8 balls that are inaccurate, whether it's through rain or lazy footwork or whatever the excuse or real occurrence happened. We've been inaccurate on probably 7 or 8 balls that should be higher, and then we've had a few drops. But those things are going to happen. That's cost doing business. If you're going to throw the ball a while, you're going to have a few drops, and you're going to have a few off targets. He's had a few off targets.
I don't know if it's giving away too much, but how much freedom do you give him at the line of scrimmage to get you guys into a good play?
He's gotten more freedom than he had last year.
What's Avery need to advance on, improve on?
Well, I think the body of work that he's put out through however many starts, how many? 15. 16. Oh my gosh, here we go. Yeah, that sounds like something Avery would say, actually. I think you've seen growth. I know I certainly have over the last year and a half. I would say number 1, leadership, maturity. Number 2, this year, so far he's thrown the handful of deep balls better. That was a big thing through the offseason and improvement for him. We've had some fourth quarter comebacks. We've had, a 2-minute drive. I think those are all steps in a young quarterback maturing, and I'm proud of those steps. I'm proud of the step from BYU in one of his worst moments last year of the growth that happened over the next week into the Oklahoma State. There's things that I look back on and I see the growth with him. And so he's got to continue to do that. I think there are going to be moments where you don't start out well, and you've got to find ways to fix your game in the middle of the game. I think there's times you start out fast and then you maybe struggle, and you've got to figure it out at the end of the game. That's just sports, right? It's like when you're a basketball player and you don't start out shooting well, and you've got to fix your shot mid-game. Well, sometimes you got to fix, throwing or from warm-ups. If you've been in a competitive situation, especially quarterbacks or basketball players, and it's your shot, it's golf. It's the same golf analogy. Sometimes you got to have an in-game adjustment. Those are little things that I think he will need to grow. And then, I think the easy thing is can he continue to mature as a, quote, pocket passer while yet having the ability to be a dual-threat quarterback, and the ever constant battle between staying in the pocket long enough to too long to I'm 23 miles an hour, all of that. He and I talk about it quite a bit, and I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to coach the athlete out of him.
Is he going through his progressions? It strikes me that sometimes he gets pressure and looks for the first receiver, and that's when he gets in trouble a little bit.
Well, here's when he doesn't look at the first receiver, he throws it too quick.
He throws it, not too quick. He gets a little pressure. Instead of scanning the field, he's usually on that out pattern, just zoned in.
Well, if that's his first read, it's kind of like the old board game, and some of you guys may be too young to probably play it, but I mean, when you play Monopoly and you You go all the way around the board, and you pass go. You do what? Collect $200, right? I knew you wouldn't answer. Okay. And so, what would you say about that? Is that part of the game? Is it the rules? It's not really the rules. It's just what you do. If you don't do it, you're dumb or you're giving money. It's like turning down a raise, right? You're getting money by just doing something. Well, that's the analogy that I give him when it's a progression read and it's number one in the progression. If it's open, you take it and you throw it. Don't pass go. Collect the $200 and call another play, coach, because you're not guaranteed that 2, 3, or 4 are going to fall down or get covered or whatever. And so that's easy for all of us as coaches to watch tape and rewind and rewind and rewind, and probably fans and media no different than we are as coaches. Oh, man, if he'd have just hung on for another 2 seconds, he had that. Well, you didn't know that when you made that decision, and that's part of elite quarterbacks, and you keep progressing in terms of your processing. How do you process things? So when you're in a progression read, now if it's a coverage read, that's different. So I hope I answered your question, or maybe I didn't.
I sometimes
You can tell I didn't.
On Saturday, when he put the ball in peril, it looked like he locked in on that first guy, and it really wasn't there.
No, when we put the ball in harm's way is scrambling out, throwing late over the middle to Tibbs. Yeah, living right on Saturday night. The next one, pressure, second read, and off our back foot. The third was the one down the sidelines to Adonis. That ball, it was a PI, but it never should have been left inside. That's 3 I just thought of right now. I haven't watched this game in like 4 days, so I know there were 2 more. I can't remember the other 2 off the top of my head. I thought I had 4 or 5. But, I don't think I think it's just, again, it's processing, and most of them have to do with pressure. You don't usually make a ton of bad decisions with no pressure. So they are. That's the progress that we all have to make.
Has Dylan been able to practice this week?
I'm not the head coach. I don't talk about injuries.
Okay. Did you think Devon Rice gave you guys a spark?
Yeah, he did. He came in and did well. And Devon's got a bright future. J.B. Price got a bright future. You may see Antonio Martin. We'll see. But I think Devon, I saw some growth from Devon from game 1 to game 2. And when he had a chance to make a couple cuts, he made them. So nice job by him. Those are big.
On Army, what do you see from Army's defense?
Oh, the same thing since I've seen since 1997. I got a ton of respect for Army. They're tough. They're physical. They're disciplined, Captain Obvious. 51 and 53 are really good players. 40 can wreck a game. The boundary buck, defensive end, sometimes he lines up to the field. Those 3 stand out big time. The rest of these guys play hard. They play physical, very rarely out of position, or at least what I think is out of position. They tackle well. Ton of respect for Jeff Monken. I know him well. And, I grew up coaching at the Naval Academy. So the first 5 years, this was a big game, Army-Navy, for my career as a young coach. So, like I said, when I said 1997, that was my first year of coaching, getting to coach against Army. And so I've got a ton of respect, always had, for them.